going on, John?
What is up, Eric?
Welcome to Texas, man.
Yeah, 2 years in a row now.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah.
So, what are you doing down here?
Well, we're heading off to the TSRA Texas State Championship today. Been down here for a couple days, screwing around, practicing, eating, having fun.
You had some barbecue the other day, didn't you?
Oh, man. Yeah, what was it? Cooper's?
Cooper's, yeah.
Man, that was good. Yeah. You want it baptized? Boom.
So, New Braunfels, Texas. I took John over there. Last time he was here, he did not get to enjoy no barbecue. So,
No, that's very sad.
I took him the other day. We went, he landed, and I said, "You hungry?" He goes, "I can eat." I said, "All right, we're going to go get some barbecue." So, I drove him over to New Braunfels, Cooper's Barbecue, and he was a happy man.
Oh, yeah. I love me good barbecue. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like, it's hard to find, like, in Oregon, they don't make places like that. But, like, I'm always, like, kind of happy when I'm at places where they've got, like, just the stacks of white bread and, the buckets of beans and piles of paper towels. And I don't know. I like it. I like it.
So they want to know if you're going to be at Bayou Rifle Club this weekend.
Yeah, TSRA.
That why you're here?
That's why we're here.
Yeah. So Bayou Rifle Club, you were here last year.
Yep.
That was the first time you ever shot a clean.
Yeah,
1,000
clean
yards.
in a 20. Yeah, clean
So
on a 20.
Tell us about that.
I remember I was having a horrible match. Like, overall, the match was not a great match for me. But for whatever reason, that morning I just laid down and it just felt really good. I wasn't having to move a whole lot. Everything was shooting tight. And, I remember shooting a 214 and, Todd's like a little, he's scoring to the person left of me. And I look up and I just remember he's going, like, yeah, because, Todd and I are friends and he knows I hadn't shot a clean and he had been watching and hearing, I think PJ was scoring for me. And, he's hearing the scores and he sees me get up and he comes over, gives me a hug, it's what our group's about, so that was awesome. It was awesome.
Now, how come you never, Todd recorded a video of you. How come you never posted it?
Well, I might have turned the camera off instead of on and then on at the end. Master camera work there.
Yeah. So we got some, it says right here, some of the comments. Make it good. I stopped watching y'all's Thanksgiving interview for this. For what? I don't know. I don't know what he means. If you guys are in San Antonio, take John to get some Texas Pride barbecue. That's just down the road from here. I've never had, believe it or not, I've never had Texas Pride.
I don't know what it is.
Well, it's the different, I know Oregon Pride. I know with the rainbow flags and all, that's different for you guys. Texas Pride is different.
Okay.
But it's barbecue. And it's literally the closest barbecue place to here. And I've never had it.
Huh.
So maybe we'll have it on the way to Bayou.
All right. I'm game.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
game.
we'll do that.
That sounds good.
I've never literally had Texas Pride barbecue.
All right.
Hi, John and Erik. John, did you get a gift from South Africa? I make you. Oh, I haven't. Remember I told you there was.
Yeah.
He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. I told you.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do that later today. But yeah.
I won't let you forget.
Yeah, don't let me forget because I have it.
Thanks, Jacques.
So, what else do we have over here?
I'll be in RSO Saturday morning. I look forward to meeting y'all if possible. Of course, man. Come by and say hi.
So anyway, so you shot your clean.
Yeah.
Here at Bayou Rifle Club.
Yeah. So Bayou kind of holds a special place for me. Yeah. You would think for as much as I had shot, like people, I think I never told anybody about it because I was really embarrassed by it. I'm still embarrassed by it, believe it or not. But I just never told anybody that I'd never shot it, and people just assumed that I had shot 200s.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe they didn't see it that day, but they just assume it happened somewhere else and that I shoot them on a regular basis because all the people I hang out with shoot 200s on a regular basis, so de facto I shot 200s, and that just wasn't the case. So
I don't know. I think sometimes we develop like a mental block for whatever reason. 900 was the one, the 15 shot Palma.
Yeah.
I could not clean 900 I cleaned 800 and 1,000. Even the 20 shot thousands I was cleaning, but I could not shoot the 900. I could not clean it.
So the 800 was mine. So I had shot a ton of Palmas.
Mm-hmm.
Could never clean the 800, but I had cleaned 9 and 1,000 before. 800 was the last of the 3 stages that I ever cleaned, as dumb as that sounds.
I wonder why that was.
Who knows?
Like I said, for me, it was 900, and it was just crazy that it just had not happened. And every time I had to shoot 900, I'm like, and I think that's what it was. I'm like, oh man, hopefully I can do it this time. And this, and I tried real hard and I couldn't do it. And then one time during team practice, Trudy coached me to a clean. And I'm like, there's my first clean. I'm like, this doesn't really count, but it's a clean.
Yeah.
And then I think not Bayou, but Southwest Nationals, I cleaned the 900 and that was it. After that, it was like nothing.
See, I think the 800 was kind of like, I screwed up whatever my first 800 was.
Yeah.
Everybody says, oh, you're shooting it's a massive target. You can't not clean it. Like, everybody hyped up the 800, how easy it was. And I know I screwed it up my first time. And so I probably had the same mental block. Like every time I go at 800, I can't clean an 800, but I go 900 clean, 1,000 clean.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
Just starting down the rabbit hole, watching you guys and others. Just purchase an MPA, BA, PMR, XYZ, PRTW, 6 Creedmoor. Loving it so far. How do you guys break in barrel, or do you not believe in it? John?
My break-in belief is I load up 20, 30, 40 rounds and I go shoot it. I don't break in barrels. I haven't broken barrels for years.
Yep, I don't break in barrels either. I just go shoot.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, if you guys been following my channel,
yeah,
I used to always just load up 100 rounds from the load from a previous barrel or leftover ammo, and I just go shoot and practice. Sight it in, and I decided with this current barrel that I have, brand new barrel, Brooks 32-inch, that I was going to load up 400 rounds and then just go shoot it. Exact same load and see how...
And just track
See how many rounds it takes for it to speed up.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I had never seen a barrel speed up, personally. But it was hard to keep track of because I would change the loads, right? Like I start with one load and then I'd go on to another 100 rounds and I start working up a load. So it was really hard for me to really know for sure, but it just didn't seem like it was speeding up. So I decided to find out. So I loaded up 400 rounds and I just went to go shoot it at the range over a chronograph. And I didn't clean it for 200 rounds. Just trying to see what it would do.
Yeah.
And it went up by 20 feet in 200 rounds.
Okay.
Once I cleaned it, it came right back.
Yeah.
So 200, now I'm at 200 and like 350 rounds. No speed up whatsoever.
But also, people have to understand that, that's based on your cleaning regimen.
Right.
I mean, that's the way you clean guns because you take them back. And, people who don't do that are probably going to have a different result as far as barrels speeding up over time.
Well, not only that, right? That may just be that one barrel. So I'm gonna have to do this more times. But so far, literally zero speed up.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I said, when it did speed up like 20 feet per second, it was simply because it was getting dirty.
Yeah.
So once I cleaned it, brought it back down, abrasives and all that, it was exactly back to where it started.
You're gonna wear that barrel out.
All right. So anyway, that's just an interesting thing that I found out. So as far as barrel break-in, I don't do anything.
Yeah. How has the PRCW been treating you both? Y'all. Good?
John, I don't know. I'm kind of happy with mine.
Eric's had better results than,
One thing that I need to clarify is I shot it at Southwest Nationals. I won with it. Then I went down to South Africa Nationals, and I won that.
Yeah.
But there I used the Shaheen and the PRCW. So, and the one time that I had to shoot 900 meters back to back, I used them both just to see which one was shooting better.
Yeah.
And the Shaheen beat the PRCW slightly. I had 11 Vs versus 9 with the PRCW. I mean, they were both perfect scores. Is there a difference? I don't think so. I don't think there's an advantage one over the other, other than just shoot whatever makes you happy.
And being able to get brass for it.
Yeah, brass PRCW or 6.5 PRC necked up to 7mm. It's going to be easier to find brass for at the moment.
And I think a lot of people probably, I mean, I don't know if I should be saying this, but a lot of people don't know how fast you shoot your Shaheen too, because you tend to stretch your Shaheen out there more than the average Shaheen shooter does. So I think for you, it seems like the Shaheen and the PRCW are a little closer in speed than people might expect.
The Shaheen was 10 feet per second faster. Having said that, I was pushing it because, again, it was a world championship.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, if I only get one more firing, I'm okay. I don't care.
Right.
So I was pushing it harder than I typically would.
Yeah.
But it was up there.
Yeah.
And it shot well, obviously. Like, I'm not going to shoot it fast just for the sake of shooting it fast. It has to shoot.
Right. It's got to be purpose fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it was fast. But, yeah, I think, obviously, if you're going to shoot around whatever speed I was shooting, you're better off with the PRCW.
Yeah.
It's just, it has slightly larger case capacity than the Shaheen, and enough that it gets you up in the 2900s comfortably. And, again, 32-inch barrel. But, and, because it's a Magnum case, it has a lot more meat around the primer.
Yeah.
So your primers are going to, your primer pockets are going to stay tighter, longer. So
well, and like I know when I shot nationals with my PRC variant, I shot most of that match with brass that had 12 or 13 firings on it, and was really happy. And I think, again, people might be surprised to know, but I think it was either Southwest or World. You had how many firings on your PRCW brass?
10
firings. So, I think a lot of people expect, like these guys throw away brass after 5 or 6 firings or something. But no, I mean, if the brass is working, I'm going to shoot it as long as I can.
I prefer old brass. I just know it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
have a relationship with it.
It's not that. It's just that I think the ones that are showing, for example, I tend to mark my cases sometimes. And if there's one or two that are always the same, like giving me problems, I just get rid of them.
Right.
And so the brass for me gets better as it ages, because I'm kind of...
You're culling it a little bit.
I'm not only that, I'm also making it better. So here's a little thing that I do. If, for example, if I have everything seems to be about the same pressure, and then let's just say, my brass is seating, I'm not even going to give you the pressure range, because then people want to take that and want to use it for themselves, and that's not the point. It's what works for me doesn't necessarily work for you. Right. So the point is, I have a specific range in which my seating pressure is at. Mm-hmm. And if I have one or two that are just outside of that, like way higher, I mark the primers red, and I use them for foulers. Yeah. Just the primer with a Sharpie. And then when they come back and I go to anneal them, I see that, and I take some like 400 grit sandpaper, and I just hit the outside a little bit just to make it a little bit thinner.
Okay.
And then I just throw them in the rotation. And then when they come back around, if I have one or two that are like that again, I mark them, and the next time I hit them with a little bit of sandpaper, make the next a little bit thinner. At some point, they all get to the point where they're all the same, right? So the thicker ones, I just make the next a little bit thinner.
Yeah.
And they just at some point get... So again, as I shoot the brass more, it gets better for me. So yeah, I want to keep that brass. I want to shoot it as many times as possible.
Yeah. That's good. Did you see Fritz's... Look at Fritz there.
All right, Fritz. All right. V2 management. UPS just delivered a great looking, even if I say so myself, V2 portrait. Awesome, Fritz. I'm glad you liked it, buddy. So yeah, so Fritz just got an awesome portrait that he can hang over his
Proudly display
over his reloading room. That way Fritz can watch Fritz reload.
Fritz on Fritz.
What else do we have? Does Mr. Cortina plan to buy back the near manufacturing scope design from the owner so someone would take over? Nope. Would you reuse short trim brass? Yes. Do you, John?
Yeah. But I mean, I'm trying to think like under what circumstance you'd have short trim brass. I mean, if
somebody made a mistake. Yeah.
I mean, I would, because it's going to grow again. I mean,
yeah.
Now what I will say is, so
just don't trim it again.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, so if you're using like a Giroud or a Henderson, something where you've got really known distances and you can tell when something's off. If I put one in and I don't feel it cut, you know, I might like you do, just in a different way. I'll put it aside, use it as a fowler or something. Eventually, it's going to grow to a point where we can trim it.
Yeah, whenever I have short brass, I just deburr it lightly, chamfer it, deburr it just with a tool by hand, and I just shoot it again and just keep shooting it until it grows to the point that I can trim it with my Giroud trimmer.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely, sense. I shoot it. Yep. What else do we have? Erik, did I see one of your videos that once you find your best standard deviation feet per second, you can tune your barrel by one or two ways, your tuner or by adjusting seating depth? That is correct. Any specific recommendations for cleaning carbon barrels since they are wrapped and glued on the stainless core? All right. I don't know what the question is.
I think he's wondering, like, maybe he's worried about hurting the carbon fiber with cleaning solvents or something. I mean,
but is it going on the inside? I mean, cleaning on the inside, right?
Yeah, I mean, stainless is stainless.
Yes, on the inside it's just stainless.
It's still stainless inside. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that you would clean the outside.
Unfortunately, my only experience with carbon barrels is on my Ruger Precision that I had.
Yeah, I think you just clean it regularly. Like, I guess he's worried about the carbon on the outside being the same as the carbon on the inside.
Yeah, carbon cleaner.
I think that's what he's worried.
Like worried about it destroying it. I don't know. I call the manufacturer.
Yeah, but
that's what I would do.
Just don't get on the outside, I guess.
I just don't have any experience with it.
Yeah. If you could not use Lapua anymore for whatever reason, what brass would you prefer to use? John?
I'd quit shooting.
Same. like I was told when I started shooting by Mike Downey, he says, if you do not chamber around that you cannot get Lapua brass for. And, you know, I wasn't sponsored by Lapua at the time. And that's to this day. Yeah. So, yeah, if I couldn't use Lapua brass, then I'd just change to something else. Like, let's say Lapua discontinued, whatever. I don't know. Whatever I'm shooting, let's say they no longer made brass for it. Yeah. I see what else they're making brass for, and I'd go that route, you know?
Yeah.
How is there only 13 likes? Yeah, that happens. So I did this whole experiment, and I need to release the findings of my algorithm test. And we as shooters we have a very low value of likes and all those things. It's like we're I don't know what it is. We don't like. I do just because I'm in the biz, right? But I always like videos. Just you gotta like them videos.
Right.
The first thing I do is video pops up. If it's gun related, I like it immediately because that's how I support the gun industry. Yeah. You know, my fellow creators immediately just hit like. But yeah, likes are important, people. Like
matter. Yeah.
Yeah. There's 102 people here.
Let me address.
Yeah, there go the likes. Okay, the likes are going up. They're going up, John.
Oh, we're up 30. It was at 22 when you started talking. Hey, Ralph, regarding the Ruger Precisions, I totally get it, and I'm not laughing at the Ruger Precision. If you know my story and my history with Ruger Precision, it could have been any rifle, but I had a very disastrous, just really complicated history with my 3 Ruger Precisions, and it was a square peg round hole situation, and I was trying to do things with them that they just really shouldn't have been doing. So I'm not, when I laugh when we say Ruger Precision, I'm not laughing at Ruger Precisions. I think they're a great gun for what they do. But if you had seen, I mean, I think, I can't remember at this point, but I think I sunk something like $4,000 into one of them, and it probably would have been a great PRS gun, just not a great F-class gun. So I don't laugh at the gun itself. I laugh at my history with it because I was just so stupid about how I approached it.
All right, so those of you that don't know, John had at one point 3 Ruger Precisions.
At a 308, sold it, got a 6.5 Creedmoor, and then bought a second 6.5 Creedmoor.
In F-class.
For F-class, for F Open, not even TR.
Yeah, so that's why when he says Ruger Precision, he laughs because he thinks back at what he went through.
This was before people had all their 3D printers. It was before there were bag riders. Like literally, when I had my Ruger Precision, there was like 3 things you could buy for it: new barrel, new handguard, LRI bolts, and a Magpul stock. Like those were your upgrades, and a few other things. So
yeah. So anyway, that's why he laughs.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the fact that it's a Ruger Precision. I've actually, again, I have a huge respect for what they are.
What are you making with that big CNC you got? Oh, can't tell you.
Washers.
Can't tell you. We're making noise with it. John was out there looking at it the other day.
Oh man. Hey, can we address something that can we address the sticker on your gun?
What sticker?
The finger cover. The cover.
Oh, I don't know if we can talk about that, John.
Okay.
So, on those shorts, I've been, when I've been doing the barrel breaking.
Yeah.
I don't want to call it barrel breaking. I'm just shooting shots through the barrel.
Barrel speed test.
Barrel speed test, yeah, because I didn't clean it for 200 rounds. People always are interested in, I've noticed, of what I'm shooting. So I started putting my finger over the sticker of what the chambering.
Yeah.
But all it said was 7mm.
There was never anything after it.
So I just found it funny that I just put my finger there, because it started because I put my finger there to see how hot it was, and then people go, "Why are you covering the chambering?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm just gonna ride this train," and then I just get my finger there, and people just kept making assumptions. Now comments also help the algorithm, so I'm like, okay, as long as they keep commenting. But there was nothing there. It's just a 7mm.
There's some pretty strong conspiracy theories about what's really going on in that.
So those of you that really want to know, it's a PRCW. That's what it is. Yeah. You guys that know me know that I hate changing. So if you know I'm shooting a PRCW, it's a PRCW. If it was a Shaheen, it'd probably say 284, not 7mm. So anyway, that's that. If you are on the live stream, now you know.
Yeah. John, are you going to try PRS? Well, if you've seen me shoot NRL 22, you'd probably understand why I probably won't try PRS. Not really my bag of tricks. I could shoot it. I could have fun. I don't know that I could ever be competitive in PRS. Between problems I have with my body and things like that, I would have to change a lot in my life to ever consider PRS, I think. I have a lot of respect for PRS guys.
My body, my choice, John.
My body, my choice. But, I mean, all joking aside, I have a huge, especially after, all the things that we watch with Erik's channel and all the PRS guys. And
oh, dude, PRS is awesome.
I
just suck at it.
And my group at my club, we've got a number of PRS shooters, and I have huge respect for what PRS does. It's a totally different discipline. They do things differently, but I honestly just don't think it's for me. Like, it's just not something I would excel at easily. Like, I don't think I could jump into it and be...
Well, not with that attitude, John.
Yeah.
All right, more comments. I have changed my reloading for hunting into a new realm. Thanks, gentlemen. Okay, thank you. F-class, stop laughing. Okay, got that one.
What is your cutoff?
What is your cutoff for acceptable ESSD for your load development? Thanks. Okay, this is a good question.
Yeah, it is.
Because I don't have a cutoff.
I don't either.
I see what it gives me, and obviously if it's something big, I don't know. Let's just say if I'm above 30 ES, I'm like, yeah, that's not good. But if it gets down in the 20s, below 20, I'm going to say below 20 for extreme spread, I'm fairly happy with it. But I have to see what the groups look like, obviously. At that point, the groups dictate. If you guys ever saw that 1.3-inch group that I shot at 1,000 yards, that had an extreme spread of 19.
Yeah.
It's on that video, but most people ignore that.
Yeah.
So keep in mind the chronographs have an error built into them. There's so many variables. So at the end of the day, you have to believe the target.
Yeah. And I think we've all seen, and I think Speedy even brought it up on one of the live streams you did, where, sometimes the worst shooting guns are the ones that have the absolute tiniest ESs or SDs. Like there's kind of a weird margin there where, like, usually my best guns are like in the teens somewhere.
Well, now you're making absolute no. I've had them both ways.
Yeah.
So you can't say, because then no. You can't make that generalization, because I've had guns. Well, you saw it yesterday.
Yeah.
That thing had an ES of like 3.
I know, it's stupid.
And it shot the best. So you can't say, guns in the teens shoot better than guns. No. All I'm saying is you just have to see what shoots. And if you have a load in the ES of 2, and then you have one with an ES of 15, but the ES of 15 has tiny group, then go with that one.
Right.
Ignore the ES, right? But if it's the other way, then, just at the end of the day,
Believe the target.
You're going to have to believe the target. Keith says, I found Lapua brass way back in 1988. I'm old. Back then it came in a white paper box for his 308. Keith is old indeed. You know Keith?
No.
He's from Canada. Canadian. He's Canadian.
But, I was a freshman in high school.
Oh, really? No, I met Keith. He's from Canada. Good guy. Can I shoot 6.5 Creedmoor in FTR?
No.
Tell him why.
Only 2 cartridges are allowed in FTR. 308.
Well, what does FTR stand for? I think that's where it starts.
Target rifle. So target rifle, it was F-class target rifle.
Right.
Which was the first derivative of F-class, where a sling shooter wanted to continue shooting in his older age, and rather than get slung up and struggle, he put a bipod on it. And as a result, FTR carried on the target rifle, which was 308 and 223. The thing that a lot of people don't realize is TR everywhere but the U.S.
Yeah.
TR represents sling shooting, what we would call sling shooting. So when you see world events that say TR, well, that's target rifle. That's sling shooting world event, not F-class TR.
So the point is, FTR is only 308 and 223. That's it. If you want to shoot a Creedmoor, you can, but now you have to shoot against the big boys like Addison Moeller. You're gonna have to go against that guy.
Yeah. It'll count as open.
You gotta fight for that second page. That dude's got a hold of that second page.
But what does he drink? The other thing that I think that's interesting that people may not realize with TR is a lot of people say, oh, well, it's 308 or 223. It's not any 308 or 223. There are still some regulations around it. You can't have like an improved 308 beyond a certain point.
Well, that's not a 308.
Well, I know, but a lot of people would say, oh, well, it's a 308.
No. It's not.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
Well, okay, let's clear that up. You said any 308. No, it can be any 308. Winchester.
But there were guys who played games for a while where they took a 308 and they made it just a little bigger.
That's not longer a 308.
I know. That's my point.
No, it is not your. I guess what I'm saying is, it is accurate in saying that you can shoot any 308 Winchester that you want. You can change the freebore. You can change the neck diameter, but it still has to be a 308 Winchester.
Okay, that's fair.
Once you change the body configuration, it is no longer a 308
Winchester. Okay.
Winchester. Once you get outside the SAMI spec,
right.
So you can. It can be any 308. It just has to be a 308 Winchester.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying though. Like I know people are like, oh well, this or that. Well, no, it has to be.
Yeah. So what they would do is oftentimes they'd check with gauges, go and no go, measure your brass, and you can get DQ'd for that.
Yeah.
Because guess what? You're not shooting a 308 Winchester.
Yeah.
I found out about Cortina after Already ordered everything from a custom 6.5. Then saw his needs more. We all start somewhere. Yep. Got to start somewhere. Keith wants us to come up to Canada and shoot up there. You going to make it, John?
Not right now.
Addison Moeller says, I like doesn't accurately describe my feelings for you. I love you guys.
Oh, Addison. He's such a sweet talker.
Yeah.
So I got to tell a funny story about Addison. So one of the first times I met him was like 2 nationals ago, and it was when it fell on Halloween. Mm-hmm. And Addison had hands down the best. Like we all shoot well, not everybody, but a lot of people shot in Halloween outfits, right? And do you remember what Addison came as? That was Joker. That's when he came as. It was the hospital. Yeah, the nurse. That was the nurse Joker, and he had it pegged. Like it was in one of my videos, but it was scary good.
Don't say pegged around Addison. Just word of caution. Keep going.
But no, I mean he nailed it. He was in character. It wasn't just he dressed up like it. I mean he played the part the whole day. It was awesome.
It was good. It was good. Let me see. What else do we have over here? Can I shoot 6.5? Nope. I hear you. I have a PRS match coming up this Saturday. I went to sign in and it opened up over an inch. I cleaned it and it was dirty. Do I do load testing in the rain or go in the same load? Go with the same load. Should be the same.
Hey, I'm still cool either way. Thank you, Malone.
Why only do what you excel at instead of just doing what's fun? I do. I go shoot PRS every now and then. I suck at it, but it's fun.
And that's what I do, my NRL 22 and my 22 bench rest.
John and Erik, what's the best SD and ES? Well,
13.23.
0 would be the best.
You know, Eric's got the best story for ES. So
I'm the low ES world champion of the world.
You are. You're the one that made them think they had a broken chronograph.
So 2017.
This is a great story.
World Championship. Canada has a speed limit that you cannot exceed, and so obviously they couldn't check everyone. They put out the limitations, and you had to adhere to that. And they said they were going to spot check people. So obviously, if you exceeded that, you'd get disqualified. Yeah. Well, the only way to know if you're going over the speed limit is to make you shoot over a chronograph. And the way they did it was you'd be shooting, and then you'd be done shooting, and all of a sudden there's somebody standing behind you. And they say, give me your ammo box. And they open it up and take 4 rounds. 1 for inspection and 3 that you had to shoot over the chronograph. And then they would escort you over to the chronographs, have you set up your rifle, and shoot 3 rounds. So they asked me, how fast are you going? I said 2880. I said, okay. Then they hand you the 3 rounds. Shoot these 3 through your rifle. And I shot them.
And it was over good. We're talking these were good chronographs too.
2.
Yeah.
They had a magneto speed and I believe an older 35. Shot them. It may have been whatever. The point is, it was 2 different ones.
Yeah.
And they looked at it and said, oh, it didn't register. And I said, no, it did. Because they thought it didn't register because it was reading an SD of 0. So my average speed, I declared 2880. Yeah. And it was 2877. I was 3 feet off of my declared speed. Plus, I had an SD of 0. Extreme spread of 1. So because they thought it didn't work, they went to go get the match direct. Scott, he was running the whole show. Once they found out what was happening, we had a good laugh, and Scott said, I may just have to give you a prize for this. At the award ceremony, he told the story, and I got an award for the lowest SD in the world. As far as I know, I'm the only person that has ever gotten that award at a world championship. So I am the reigning world champion for low SD, which was zero.
Zero.
So if you want to know the best one, it's zero. Have you ever played with the Bullet Seeker chronograph? I have not.
No, I've had a couple people that I am loosely know who have tried it, and I honestly couldn't tell you enough to have an opinion on it.
26-inch barrel for FTR. Yes. Go ahead. Send it. If you can be supersonic at whatever distance you're at, you'll be fine.
And you can make weight.
Yeah, make weight. Yep. John's in Texas is going to be at Triple C. No, he's not.
What is Triple C?
That's the PRS range.
Oh.
In Navasota.
Oh, I have a friend that's over there right now.
Who?
Jonathan. His name's Jonathan.
Oh,
he's one of my
good
Patreon.
friend, huh?
Yeah. Well, I don't always throw people's last names out.
I see.
But no, he's been longtime supporter. We talk all the time, and he texted me like literally an hour and a half ago. He goes, "Hey, you in Texas yet?" I said, "Yeah, I'm over about an hour, from here." And he goes, "Oh, I'm just south of Houston." I said, "Well, I'll be there later today." He goes, "I'm at Nova, whatever."
Navasota. Well, he's north of Houston.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, he's the other way. He's the opposite of where we're going.
Okay. This is a good question here.
Do you have an annual shooting budget? Are you net ahead with your shooting-related income? In other words, is it still losing proposition like it is for most of us? How do I explain this?
Well, let's start with the first question.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, break it down.
Do you have an annual shooting budget? If I'm being honest, no. I really don't. I have an expected budget, but I don't plan a budget out a year ahead of time. I really don't. Do you?
No, I do not. So no and no.
No.
What's the rest of the question?
Are you net? Can't even read it with a straight face. Are you net ahead with your shooting related income? So, this is a complicated question. I will just tell you the short answer is no. It is a 100% losing proposition. If I wanted to make money, I'd go get good at PRS. F Open, even our best match, like our number one match, the V squared.
F Open, F class in general.
F class in general, yeah. It's not like TR is any better. The number one match in F class is the V squared match in terms of monies awarded.
The V2 finale.
V2 finale.
Yeah.
Top prize is like roughly $4,000, and that's huge. Now,
actually, we can maybe let the cat out of the bag.
Oh, that's right.
It's been approved.
It has been approved.
And Fritz is here,
so we can 100% say 100% of participants.
So at the V squared finale,
yeah,
we give back 100% of the fees.
Yeah.
In past years, we had not been able to do that just because of operating costs.
We were really close.
We were close, but there's a fee every time but the point is we were very close, but we were not given 100% back.
Yeah.
Our sponsors, Vortex and Vidovori,
yep.
They've stepped up a little bit this year.
Yeah.
They've seen the success of the V squared finale, and now we will be giving 100% of the match fees back to the shooters. So
including the credit card fees that we pay.
100% of
yeah.
So we're gonna eat the credit card fees.
Yeah.
The point is we're giving back now 100% back. So the prize money just went up.
Yeah. And,
what is it for first place now? Like $5,000?
I don't remember the exact number, but it went just a little deeper, I think, or something. I can't remember exactly what it was.
She said.
But my point being,
the point is that is the match.
That is
that if you're gonna make money,
yeah,
that is the only match.
Plus, you're gonna win another. If you win, not only do you get $4,000 and that, you're getting another $3,000 in prizes. But as a comparison, so that's the number one match for money,
right?
And it's an invite only. It's a very special match. But the next match down, I would say top prize is maybe $300.
It might cover your match fee.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And we're not joking. Like, we're not making light of this. Like, literally, nationals or one of the other couple big matches, you might get your match fee back if you win.
Yeah, you got to win.
I was
and you will get sponsors are actually
more. Yeah,
they
very
step
generous.
up big time.
Yeah,
they that's where you're gonna get the most value.
Right.
Yeah. But again, there's no other match in the world, I'm
Yeah.
going to say, well, okay, I'm not going to go that far. I'm going to say in the United States. Well, actually, even if it's in the world, because if you have to travel somewhere else, you're still not going to make money. But there is no money in F-Class whatsoever.
Yeah. There
except if you go and win the V-squared finale.
Correct.
That's where the money's at. You don't even have to win. All you have to do is make it into the top 8, and you'll get your match feedback, which is like winning nationals.
I will say, even if I won V-squared, I'd still be negative for the year. I mean,
not for yeah, exactly. But that is the only match where you can make money. So overall, we're still going to be in the hole.
If I traveled and won every possible match, state match, regionals, nationals, V-squared, I might be just a little less negative.
A little less.
A little less.
So there's that.
Yeah.
There's no money.
Yeah.
Have you tested rat recoil similar systems?
Yeah, I've had them on my guns for years.
Yeah, there was a lot of eye-opening experiences that John had this week shooting with me. So he does have one.
I am a believer that they 100 from a pure. Have you tested it and do they work 100%? They 100% would do what they do. If you talk to anybody that's got a WISM, like we know guys that shoot WISMs, you wouldn't dream of shooting a WISM without a rad on it. There are ways to tweak them. You can change springs out. They've got a pneumatic system inside. You can dial it up or down. So they're very, very variable in terms of how you react with them. And then there's also a second component, which is what is the butt pad that you put on a rad, and that has a huge effect. You can have a very firm pad on a rad. It has a different effect than having a very soft pad on a rad. And they all have a component when you mix it up with do you hard hold or soft hold or free recoil. And, just this week, in fact, going out and playing around, I admittedly I'm on a very, very light hold, almost free recoil. And I've been doing it for years. And Erik challenged me because he knows that's how I shoot. And he goes, I got to admit this now, don't I?
Yeah, so you have to. It's live.
So we go out, and he goes, I know your gun shoots tight, but it's just like, he goes, you just, like that 10, that high 10, that wide 10, like I just don't feel like those should have been there. And I'm like, I don't know, like, maybe it's Texas, right? Everything's bigger in Texas, including my groups. So he goes, hey, just, he goes, let's just play around. He goes, just grab that thing, like hold on to it for dear life, take some shots. And it took me a couple to kind of get figured out, and I just don't do it. And so what was it, like maybe 3 or 4 shots, I kind of, get my breathing a little better, to match. And I'm just so used to doing it a different way. And I put like 5 shots in a 2.5-inch group, and he goes, see, there you go.
Not only that, his groups went like that.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
And then I go, okay, go back to free recoiling, and I go hard holding.
Yeah.
So it was pretty clear.
Yeah.
So now John's gonna test or start playing around with hard holding.
Yeah. And like I'm big enough to say like I can make changes like that. I mean, it's a big change to make, I will tell you. A lot of muscle memory involved, a lot of things involved. So, but from a pure question, do rads work? 100%.
Hey, Erik and John, I have a few questions. Okay, rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Do you molly bullets?
No.
If so, how do you do it?
I don't know.
Case work. Do you neck turn?
Nope.
Yes. And which neck turner do you use?
I don't neck turn.
Okay, I use the auto iDod.
Yeah, the auto dod.
Auto, is it? What is that?
I think he calls it the auto dod.
Auto dod from F-Class Products. So super easy.
It's the CNC iDod.
Yeah,
it is pretty amazing. I played with it while I was here.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. That's it.
And is annealing flame?
Oh, annealing. I used to use the flame. I thought it worked fine, but now that I use the amp, it's so easy. Like,
so it's funny. I get this question a lot because there's a big price difference, right? You can get a good flame annealer for $200-300, right?
Yeah.
And you can't get into an amp for under $1,500. And then like I've got a casemate and all that stuff, and so do you. And people ask me all the time, "Oh, what about?" I'll be honest. From day one, I bought an amp. Like people told me how important annealing was. It was one of the first things I listened to where people said, "Just do it."
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So I bought an amp. I have never flame annealed. Now, somebody sent me a flame annealer to play with. I'm actually going to hook it up when I get back home. And I'll do a video on it because it'll be probably pretty funny to watch me try flame annealing the first time. But I have never flame annealed in my life.
Well, I have. I did it for a very long time, and I didn't want to do the amp because I thought, well, there's nothing there that I'm getting good results. But I went to the amp, and it's just easier. I think it's more consistent. So this is the way I look at it. If you're gonna get a flame annealer, if you're on a budget, that's fine. Get it. But ultimately, you have to work yourself up to the amp at some point. So whatever money you spend on that flame annealer, you have to think of it almost like wasted money, right? Or you can just get the amp and be done with it.
Now, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, having never used a flame annealer, though, but if somebody does ask me, I would tell them, get a flame annealer, because any annealing is better than no annealing. I mean, for what we do.
Assuming they're annealing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, but just you're going to have to work yourself up to the amp at some point. That's what I ended up doing, and I'm happy with the amp. Like, I wish I got it sooner. That's where I'm at. What else? I hear that there are some guys using 300 WSM and F Open. There is no Lapua brass, but 30-6 has a huge. Are there any people using 30-6? Nope. 300 WSM, yes. 30-6, no. What else? Okay.
What are your favorite bullets?
180 hybrid burger.
180 hybrids.
This is burger country, Brian. Yeah.
It's not burger country for any other reason than they work. I mean, I've spent thousands on burgers because to me they're worth it. So,
just to say thanks, you two guys. I'm just starting F class in the videos and interviews, and honest and analytical way you go about letting us maybe realize what we are getting ourselves into. Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun addiction.
There was nothing like this when I got started.
Only Ottawa there's a speed limit. Cool. Hey, just wondering if you're still using Trigicon 10 mile.
Yes. Yep.
Would you ever consider an actual 7 PRC? Nope.
Yeah, way too big.
Yeah.
Way too big. Or short action only. What does that mean?
Or short action only. 4, maybe on your... Oh, I guess they're asking about the 6.5.
Oh.
That's the short action.
Oh, okay.
We don't care. I mean, we single feed.
Yeah. I use a short action.
How long is your barrel on your 284? You don't know how long your barrel is?
I don't have a 284.
Oh, you don't have a 284.
I don't have a 284
But
anymore.
when you did?
31, 32. I would change it around, but I mean, and somewhere between 30 and 32 is where I would chamber them.
Tony Pryor, nice meeting you at Southwest Nationals. My first time in F class hanging out with Rolling Cole. Oh, that dude went.
I remember that.
He went like this, and then he went like that. Sorry,
He went to top of Everest there,
and then he jumped off. I'm joking. Them guys are nice. They're cool guys.
Yeah. That must have been a hell of an experience for you.
I don't get it. It's hanging out with.
I think he was standing around the team. I don't think he was shooting.
Oh, okay.
But I think he was hanging around him during the match.
Oh, nice.
If I remember right.
Congrats to both of you, Erik, on your overall win, and John on your last day of Southwest Nationals.
Thank you.
Any updates on the easy tuners?
They work.
They work. They've been tested in South Africa as well, and they also work down there. So,
did you have to change the timing in South Africa? They go the other direction thread?
Yeah, because the bullets spin backwards. No, they work. 284, I always use 32-inch barrels for everything.
I usually did. I will say more often than I did 31 because it's what fit in my gun case.
I love the info you guys put out. What's the relation of neck tension to ES? I don't think there's any. Test it. Awesome interview.
TWSS.
I don't know what that is. Anybody use 708 or Ackley? Nope.
It's pretty safe to say that there are very few of those kinds of hunting rounds that you'll find in F class.
Erik, do you want to sell me the bench source and annealer since you have the app now? Oh, it's gone. Hi from Sweden. Hello. Norman says, before I got into precision rifles, I ordered a 7-SAUM reamer with 0 freebore. Any way I can open up the freeboard to shoot 175? Sure. Yeah, you get a throating reamer. Yep. Or send that reamer back. They'll regrind it for less than the cost of a new reamer.
Yep.
Hello, guys. Greetings from Germany. Wish you luck in the upcoming match. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wish there was somewhere close to me to stretch my 338 Lapua Magnum out and someone to work with me in doing so. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Welcome to Texas, John.
Thank you.
How did you start shooting knowing that Erik was a hunter?
How did you start?
John, how did you start shooting? They want to know. I mean, they know how I started. They want to know how you started.
Oh.
Long story?
Well, it's not a long story.
Was that before or after the sex change operation that you started? Isn't that when you said that you had? Well, it wasn't a sex change. It was a member reduction because you used to step on it.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a joke, John.
Yeah.
I'll let you answer.
No, it's I was in the shooting sports for a long time in California. I was born and raised in California, grew up there, and I just had it. My dad took me hunting, or not hunting, but took me shooting and stuff like that. And I was into guns. And when I was about 16, I started working for a hunting and fishing store, and I did a lot of fishing. I was a fishing manager after a couple of years, and just kept in the gun business. And I was in the gun business for a long time. And then I had a dark period around 2001, somewhere around there. Just my life changed, and I had a massive collection, sold them all, paid off my debt, got solvent, and never picked up a gun until 2013, 2014, somewhere in there, and instantly went to shooting long range, and here I am. That'd be the short answer.
Yeah. Well, glad to have you. It says, thanks for the answers.
Oh, that's what she said.
Yeah. Thanks for the answer. You guys use burger bullets. Have you played around with the Lapua Sinar as well?
Well.
Yeah, John, why don't you tell us about the Lapua Sinars, John?
So yesterday, I traveling. So when you get used to flying with guns, and especially for matches, there's constraints depending on the airline and different things like that. So I had a very limited amount of ammo that I was able to get here to Texas. So Erik goes, hey, don't worry. When you get to the ranch, I got plenty of ammo you can shoot, so we can go have some fun. And I said, great. And he goes, but I'm not letting you shoot the 180s. He goes,
I was almost out. You saw that.
Yeah. I mean, he has a handful of boxes left.
Well, literally, I'm down to.
You had like
Texas State.
Yeah, Texas
State. And then
State.
I'll have like 20 left over.
Because we counted them out last night.
Yeah.
So he goes, I got a pile of these Sinars. He goes, I loaded them up for you. He goes, let's go see how they do. He goes, I haven't shot them in however long. He goes, I'm just going to, we're going to have some fun. They just hammered. I mean, they hammered.
Yeah, they do really good.
I mean, I was shooting Erik's gun, so we didn't shoot my gun too much with him. But he goes, yeah, I loaded him up to fit in my gun and blah, 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 because he's got a different free bore in that gun and this and that. And because the Sinars are much longer. You got to run the free bore differently. And so he goes, hey, go lay down, take some shots with these. And I mean, we just hammered the X-ring with that thing. And we were having fun. Erik was calling wind. I go, all right, just call wind for me. We're just gonna play here. And he's all right, right one, right two, center hole. And we were just slamming the X's with those Sinars. I mean, they were.
Yeah, they work. They work. So if you can get Sinars, get them. They work. How much does hand loading matter in PRS? How much of an advantage? It can be a large advantage. I know the top shooters in PRS, they hand load. It's what are you chasing, right? At the beginning, are you chasing points because your positional is terrible? Well, then work on that. But once you get all that down, and now you're losing points because of your ammunition, then do that.
Yep.
Right? It's find out what you suck at and get better.
Yeah, and it usually goes like this, right? Like usually we talk equipment and loading, where it's like, okay, you can't just buy you can't just be here. So usually people will get a new gun. Okay, now I know it's my ammo that needs fixing. Their ammo gets a little bit better. Okay, I need a new gun for that.
Yeah.
And it's this stair-stepping thing.
Yep. What's your opinion on Varget powder or Reloader 15? I've never used. I don't think I've ever used any of those.
I've
two.
used. I mean, Varget's like the choice of
Yeah, I was
PRS
gonna
guys
say.
everywhere. I mean, 15's not temp stable, but other than that,
Yeah, a lot of those guys are going to that Vitovori 150 now.
yeah, that's great powder.
Vitovori N150. That's my favorite.
That's what I mean. That's like the choice of powder. Is it 150 or is it 130 for the TR guys? Like it's like the
140 or 150.
yeah. I mean, they swear by it for 308.
How much? Okay. How much longer before the black EC tuner break? We have them. They came in. Okay. All right. The black. Okay. What are they asking?
Black EC tuners.
Okay, those are in stock. If they're not showing on the website, they are, because I saw them come in on Monday. So just place your order. They'll be here soon. As a matter of fact, they were being engraved yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So go to the website and order it. They're here. They're here.
I love my black tuners.
They just look a little better. I mean,
like it on
I
the
can
end.
see it better.
Yeah.
The numbers. I'm getting old.
Yeah.
Eric, do you plan on putting out? Hell no. Oh, Cortina precision rifle for hunting or other sports. No. That's not the plan right now. What is your opinion on the 184 Burger Hybrid?
Great bullet. Current national record.
Yep.
If I couldn't get 180s, I'd shoot 184s in a heartbeat.
Well, why not shoot 184s? Why do you prefer one over the other?
Well, I mean, we always call the 180s the easy button, right? They're just they're just a little easier to tune, I think. But I mean, I would shoot 184s without hesitation.
Yeah. Where do you guys get your Lapua caps? Tell them, John.
You got to go to a big match. I mean, they bring a trailer. It's got Eric's face all over it. Literally,
that's the downside.
Literally, got to look at Eric while you're paying for it. But no, you go to a big match. I'm assuming they do it at other like PRS and stuff. But you go to like Nationals, Southwest Nationals, V Squared. They bring a trailer. They sell shirts, hats. They do SK, Lapua, Vitovori, Lapua.
Yeah, you get it from the Lapua trailer.
So trust me, we have to pay for these. These are $15.
Yeah, but that's where we get them. I'll be honest. I can ask for mine.
Yeah, I have to pay for mine.
But just so people like 100% honesty.
No,
here,
I appreciate it.
I can just say, hey, I need some caps.
I tried the IMF class John, and they said, okay, it's $15.
How much are these caps? $15. You may not recognize me. I'm F class John. Oh, nice to meet you, F class John.
$16.
It's still $15. No, this is how it went. How much are these caps? $15. I don't know if you recognize me, but I'm F class John. They're like, oh yes, F class John.
Good to meet you.
Is that gonna be cash or credit card?
Erik was standing with me. It wasn't quite like that, but I was like, hey, we haven't met yet. We talk because we talk on emails and stuff, and
Yeah, 177 viewers and 101 likes.
so we're almost there.
Almost there.
Almost there. All right, what do we got? Where do you get your blue caps? Okay.
My experience with Sinars is 139s for 6.5 PRC. They shot much better groups and SD than the 147 EODMs. There you go.
Yeah.
Would you be releasing inch 250 V2 tuner? Yeah, that's what we have.
Well, do they mean like a
I don't know.
because then it would just be a V. It would be a version 1 because the version 1 is the 125 tuner. A V2 is bigger diameter than 125.
Yeah.
Like it goes on a 125 barrel if that's what he's asking.
We're working on a smaller one.
Yeah.
So, yes.
When we will see Cortina precision dies.
Soon. We are going through the last phases.
Can I tease a little?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, admittedly, Erik sent me a set. He goes, hey, there's something in the mail for you. I said, what? He goes, you'll see. So I get a package a few days later. I open it up, brand new set of dies. And I was like, oh my God, they're finally here. Cause he's told me about these for a while and I didn't know where they were falling into the production line. And I have to tell you, they did not disappoint. Simple, repeatable. I mean, no bias here. Like I love my other sizing dies, so it was tough for me to come away from them. But they have little calibrated top on them, so like you move it a notch, one extra 1,000 bump. You move it back, it goes back, And I even tested where in fact, I sent Erik a video to show him that it worked the way, on my press, because I got a 0 press, and I put a piece of brass in there, sized it one setting, put it in my empty bolt wouldn't close. I go one more notch. It was like a kind of a medium close. I go one more notch, boom, bolt drops. I take another piece of brass, same test, boom, 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 boom. So 100%, so far I love them, absolutely love them.
So another review. This is from Todd. Todd doesn't like anything.
F Open national champion.
Yeah, I like sending him stuff because he doesn't like anything.
He's hard to please.
He's very hard to please. So I like sending him stuff. So I sent him a die, and he texts me. He goes, I literally had the PRC brass looped and ready to start sizing, and the driveway buzzer went off, and it was the mailman with your die. I got to say, it's a very nice tool. It sizes the base a little more than mine, which is good. I needed a little more squeeze. The bump was as consistent as I've ever had. I usually accept 2,000 spread, but damn, everyone I measured was exactly the same. The 307 bushing you gave me was quite a bit of a neck squeeze. I started out with a 281.5 banjo, and it produced seating pressures 43 psi, so I just stayed with it for this batch. Shooting in tomorrow. Good job on the die. I'll keep testing it. So,
yeah,
nice review from Todd.
Yeah.
So again, Wheeler's got some right now. We might be making some very minor changes, but I don't want to release them until they're perfect. Like I got you testing them, Todd testing them, Alex Wheeler testing them, and I just want to make sure that everybody comes back and whatever suggestions they have. You had some very minor suggestions, and I thought, okay, it's just one of those things that it was minor, but once we did it, it's like, wow, okay, that really matters.
Thank you.
So that's that. So very close. We're just getting closer.
Yeah, I don't think anybody will be disappointed when they get them.
How much better on a 6mm rifle? How much better will a 6mm tuner be over 30 cal? It's way better. Oh, it's drastic. I don't know. I'm joking. I don't think you'll be able to tell the difference.
Just bigger hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cash only.
In Europe, we have shortage of CCI and federal primers. Do you suggest any other primer? Whatever you can find, man.
Yeah, really, seriously.
What actions do you guys use on your guns?
Well, that actually changed this week too. Well, it's going to change. But I've been shooting Defiance since I started. So 2014, I got my first Defiance. Next year, I got my second Defiance, and I've been shooting them ever since. I can tell you that I just officially put in my order for 2 new Bordens. So
what made you do that?
Well, it's one of those things where I don't want to say it's because nobody else shoots, or there aren't very many people that shoot Defiance. And I think I've always talked myself into that for what we do, Defiance is just fine because I've been able to place well at matches. But I have shot Bordens. I've shot Defiances. I've shot some other brands. And I just have to say that, like, every time I've put a Borden in my hand, I've just shot better. And whether that's the engineering on the timing, whether it's the bolt, whether it's some magic inside that Jim does, I don't know. I've really tried to put it off because I hate dealing with changing guns. There's a lot of things. Erik knows I change a lot of things in my life, a lot. And guns just hasn't been one. I've had 2 guns. I've never changed them. So this is a big step for me. But a couple friends of mine just got new Bordens. I shot their guns. And I was even on the fence coming out here because I told Erik I think I might order a couple Bordens. And then he goes, well, here, just shoot mine. And then we shot. And I was just piling up the shots compared to mine. And a lot of that's tuning and some other things, but just the way the gun feels, I go, all right, that's it. And so he goes, call and put in your order. So
yep,
that's what I did. So in a year from now, I'll have some new Bordens.
Hopefully sooner, right?
Hopefully sooner, but
the lead time is 12 months. So
12 months. So
put it in.
Again, I'm nobody special.
TWSS.
I do.
Eric, when would your reloading dies and expander manuals be available? Very soon. Those will be out very soon, sooner than the other ones. Would you make an option for the reloading dice that work with a wheeler reamer? Yes, it's all the same.
Yeah. Thank you, Travis.
Idea for your next competition. Okay, that's so you and your team can carry me around in a chair. Eric, have you thought about coming out with your own version of reloading press? Nope. I don't want none of that. Are you going to be priced similar to the? Nope. Don't start no rumors. Will the Cortina dice be available for 308 win? Yes. Initial cartridge caliber offerings. We are deciding on that.
Yeah,
obviously, the very first one is going to be PRCW.
Yeah.
284s.
Yeah.
And obviously, we're going to do the 308. The 6.5 Creed.
Dasher or something? BRX, BRA?
Yeah. So the common ones. But we also don't want to have just like
35 Whalen.
The Psalm. I think we're going to do the
nice.
7 Psalm.
Yeah.
Because those always have clicker issues.
Oh, really?
The thing that we're working on with Wheeler at right now is eliminating clickers. But we have to change the dice slightly. So if that pans out, then maybe we just call our dice the clickerless die. Click be gone. Clicker be gone. I don't know. So we are testing some pretty cool stuff. All right. Love your board in action. Thoughts on the Vortex Golden Eagle? I've never used one.
Which one?
The Vortex Golden Eagle.
Oh, I've had 4 of them. I still maintain for the money, it's one of the best scopes you can buy. I mean, they've gone up quite a bit, post-pandemic. So I'm not sure on a new level what they're running, but I think they're still one of the best, best scopes for the entry level. And I mean, shoot, J1 Southwest with one, and
yeah,
I mean, they get the job done. What board model?
Love my board in actions.
BRMXD.
Okay, what board did you get? The BRMXD.
Yeah.
Fireform brass and press dice. Max out on tight. Still, my brass is growing several thousand over fireforming. 70. I don't know what he's saying, John.
Let's see. Fireform brass and press dies max out on tight. Still, my brass is growing. So, is it growing several thousandths when you're sizing?
Oh yeah. So he's not bumping the shoulder.
He's not bumping the shoulder.
You need to shave your die on the base or your show holder.
Yeah. And people, it's funny because I get this one a lot, and I think this is something that people just don't realize. They'll put their brass in, they go to size, they measure, and they go, well, how come my brass is longer than when I put it in?
Explain, John. Explain.
Well, you put it in the thing and you measure, and it's long. Because what you're actually doing is, because the contact is down further, you're actually shoving the brass up.
You're not shoving it; you're just
squeezing it. Which
I always say it's like a balloon animal, right? You squeeze here and it just goes up,
and it makes it longer.
If you squeeze at the base, it makes it longer.
Yeah, because you're not contacting the top properly to make it size. That's what she said.
Exactly. Anyway, it's hard for us to explain anything around here. So yeah, what's happening is your die's not coming down enough. So shave the bottom of the die or the shell holder. Typically, oftentimes, if you take your shell holder upside down, 400 grit paper, sandpaper, or 200 grit, do figure eights, you'll be able to shave off enough that you can.
It gets. I will say, having done the shaving die thing, it gets a little treacherous because you can make a hard corner at the bottom of the die, and then you start scratching brass.
You have to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Would your new die be able to size both 6.5 and 7 PRCW? Yes. 6XC, please. Possibly. I will get Cortina precision, anything. Thank you. I had clickers on my 7 FCP and just polished the chamber and they went away. Awesome. Thanks, guys. I'm thinking the same thing. I don't anneal the 270. Okay, that's it. What else we got? Okay, would you be reading Inch 250 next gen tuner brake? The tuner brake. We actually were talking about that. We have the bench rest model. They're inch 250. Go get you some of those. We have those. But right now we are working with the dies. So I guess the short answer is yes, at some point. Right now we're working on other things that are kind of a little bit priority level is higher than the next gen inch 250 because we already have the bench rest model.
So let me throw a question out that I know you get a lot, but maybe
Uh-huh.
it's something that would help as people look at you doing your new dies and things like that. So somebody says, well, you have these amazing machines and all you have to do is program it. Why can't you make me a 747 by 63 and I'll send you the reamer print and you make me a sizing die for it?
Because it's not just that easy. Like programming takes a long time.
Like how long, like just so people understand why it's not cost effective. Like somebody sends you a reamer print. It's not like you just scan it and it just cuts one, right? I mean,
no.
like how long are we talking to make a custom die like that?
So, programming, we're pretty good at, we can draw it up pretty fast. So let's just say it's going to take about, let's say 3 to 4 hours to get the draw it all up, verify all the dimensions and then have a 3D model that we can then turn into G code.
Okay.
Right? I'm going to say 3 to 4 hours starting from scratch, So, and then we have to take it to the machine and oftentimes what we do is we 3D print one to see that we're close, right?
Yeah.
Now, we don't 3D print for dimensions because it's not perfect, right? But
Yeah.
just to see if it's going to work. And then after that, we have to stop the machine. The machine's, keep in mind, it's sitting there making parts. So you have to stop the machine and load this new program, and then you have to proof it. You don't just hit go because it may be an error in that code that can just crash the machine and destroy it, right?
It only takes one.
So you have to then make one, and then if there's something in the code, you have to go change it back and forth, right? So that may take an hour or two to make one. You may make one and change. Oh, it's doing this, it's doing that. Change this, change that, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So you have to proof the program, and then you finally make it. So it's going to take anywhere from 4 to 6 hours to make one, right? So the machine that was sitting there making part after part after part now has to be stopped. So in 2 hours, that machine can make, I don't know, let's just say 30 parts,
Okay.
right?
30 of the same break,
Of
just
this-
cranking them out.
If it's making for example, if it's making a die,
Yeah.
it can make 30 dies
Okay.
in 2 hours.
Yep.
And now we stopped it for 2 hours to make one. So in reality, I would have to charge the cost of 30 breaks.
Well, and you said it would take 4 to 6 hours.
Well,
to
that's without stopping the
Yeah.
machine. Actually that's just the cost of
Oh, I
stopping
gotcha.
the machine.
Yeah, yeah,
This is an additional cost. So
Yeah.
so you can see how it's really not.
yeah. So as much as you'd like to offer custom, it's just not practical. You'd be making one a day.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, these machines are very expensive to have around, not doing anything. Yeah. So that's the reason. Make sense?
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I think it's good for people to know because I don't think everybody understands.
What else?
What's your next punch list item, Eric? Now that you've won everything.
Okay, hang on. Is it
you're up
what
there.
exactly? What about the plates? Oh, it's not the plate. It's the show holder that you set down. 3,000. Yeah. So
You're standing the top of it.
yeah, so you take your show holder, because see the die is contacting the show holder, right? And
Yep.
it can't go any further. So if you were to shave down the show holder, the die could go down deeper.
Yep.
So take the show holder, 200 grit sandpaper, 400 grit, put WD-40 on it, put it on a flat surface like granite countertops.
Yeah.
And then just do figure eights. The reason you do figure eights is so that you distribute. It's as flat as you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
Manually, and then shave it down enough until you get your bump. So that's the
And that's where like the
Most common
Redding
thing.
makes the competition shell plates.
yeah
Or, shell holders.
show holders.
And you can get those too, and they come in like a pack of 6. They're a little expensive, but you can do that too.
Eric, I prefer the more aggressive ports on the next gen. Have you noticed any recoil reduction? Yes, we have. Yeah, so yeah, obviously the angled ports are more. They reduce recoil more. Have you, Erik? Now that you won everything, what's your next list on beyond the Texas Championship? I don't know, man. I'm just gonna keep on trucking. Just keep enjoying it. Keep having fun.
You know, one of the more interesting things in this kind of along this question is, you know, I've had people say to me, "Oh, Erik's really shooting really good again." I said, well, he's always shot good. He was just busy.
Yeah.
You know, like I think people think you just weren't shooting well. Like, oh, I'm just like having bad matches or this and that. I don't think people realize like there's other things.
Yeah, and I like to slow down in the off time. You know, between. Like, I try to ramp up for the World Championship.
Yeah, and that's a 4-year cycle typically.
Yeah, and I ramp up for that, and then I kind of ramp back down. Otherwise, it's really hard to maintain this level where you're trying to win every single match. Some matches I just show up so I can coach for the team, and then I'm just going to throw some ammo together just so I can shoot.
Yeah.
You know, and that's it. Oftentimes, I just use my shooting so I can see what the wind's doing for team practice, you know, for the team matches. So
yeah, we've talked about that.
Yeah, it's just different reasons for it. I need to get one of Erik's breaks. Yes, sir. Get one. Have either you played with a 6 arc? I have one, but I haven't shot it yet. Hit the like button. Yes, hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, if you are not currently a subscriber, hit subscribe. Then go over to John's channel, F Class John, and subscribe to him. Come on. It doesn't take long. Erik, are you guys using Fusion 360? Yes, we are. Super shot. I was certain. What's Erik going ELR? Not yet. Anyway, that's it.
All right.
We good, John?
When does the air rifle arrive?
Oh, air rifle. It's
you have one coming, right?
Yes.
You got like some badass one coming.
Well, you saw my air compressor showed up.
Oh, is that what that was for?
In my air tank.
Oh.
Yeah, so the parts are coming in. I got to go get it. I got to go get the air rifle. But I'm busy this week, so maybe next week. Very soon is the point. Very soon. So anyway, that's it. John, we got to go a little to more ammo.
Yeah,
we got to hit
and
the road.
we got a 4-hour drive?
Yep. All right. That's it. Anything else, John?
No, just once again appreciate the hospitality. You know, Erik always extends his place here to me when I want to come down and shoot this match, and you know, I mean, it's just I'm very grateful that I have the time that I can do it, and the friend to come see, and I'll fly in my face, and
everything in Texas.
Everything in Texas, right? But no, I just appreciate, you know, like always, just your friendship, your help, and you know, being here and having fun. So
anytime, man. You know it. Thank you.
All right.
Anything else? That's it.
Someone wants to know about clicking. Should we explain clicking? It's kind of a big,
go ahead, John. Go ahead, John.
Kind of a big deal. So especially like 284s, like a lot of the cartridges we use, you can end up with what's called a clicker. Now I can't speak to like hunting cartridges. Like I think they tend to have a little more space, right? But
no,
not necessarily.
You can't have more space when you have semi-spec.
Wow. So the basically what happens is you've got a cartridge that isn't being sized to match the chamber. So when you shoot it, it basically sticks. Cause your bolt as you open, it doesn't fluidly open. As it opens, it tends to hick at the end, and you get a little click, and that would be a clicker. So you can solve it one of two ways. You can either open up the chamber, or you can size the brass down more. There's a limit to how much you can size brass down without damaging it or the die.
Well, there's a limit both ways.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say. So there's a limit sizing down, there's a limit on the chamber. So this is where I probably see the biggest need for somebody to go to an experienced gunsmith, because I see a lot of people that go, oh, you know, this is the reamer I want, and they order a reamer and they give it to their gunsmith, and then they go online and they buy a set of Redding dies or a set of Hornady dies or something that's, you know, like serious, like just semi-spec good dies, just not matched to this custom designed reamer that you just ordered. They might have a bigger base or a different 200 line or, you know, whatever it is. And then people are like, well, it's just not working. Well, talk to your gunsmith, you know, see what you're going to be using. How does that chamber match up? Does he think that there's a certain die, a custom die, you know, whatever it is, because that's going to keep the frustration level to a minimum, because it's really easy. I hate clickers. Like, I think we've all had them at one point or another. We all know somebody that's had them. I used to shoot with a guy that carried a rubber mallet with him. He refused to fix the clicker problem, so he would literally mallet his bolt open. He finally snapped his bolt one day, just from metal fatigue.
Yeah.
And so,
I think it's from whacking it with a freaking hammer.
he was whacking it.
So that's clickers.
Yeah.
Somebody says, any comments on the loaded practice fire you accidentally fired? Yes. I mean, I think I said enough about it.
Yeah.
Happened to me. It can happen to you. Be very careful, extremely careful. I went back and saw the video, and I'm like, I was talking, I was doing the target. There was so much going on, and I threw it in there, and dude, I literally thought it was empty, obviously, but it was pointed in a safe direction, and
there's like the 4 basic rules of gun handling, right? And this is the best way. If you ever want to try to think about how gun safety works, is think of it as Swiss cheese. Every gun rule is a piece of Swiss cheese. And the idea is that if you have 4 pieces of Swiss cheese in front of each other, your bullet might get through the first hole in the Swiss cheese, but the next piece of Swiss cheese is going to stop it. And so the more that you keep on the rules, pointed in a safe direction, nothing you're going to intend to kill, all that stuff, right? You are lessening the chance that when a mistake, because if you think you can handle guns and never make a mistake, then you shouldn't be handling guns. Mistakes happen, but it's by following rules. It's by having safe practices. It's by following club rules, ROs when you're at matches, all those different things. That's how when it does happen, nobody gets hurt or nothing gets hurt.
Right. Well, I was cleaning my rifle the other day, right? I literally running the bore guide. I mean, the cleaning rod through it. And I take out the bore guide, right? I clean it out. And then I was about to put my bolt in there. And I told you, hey.
Yeah, because I was sitting there screwing around at his desk.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, get out of the way. I'm about to put a bolt in here.
Yeah, and it'd be easy to say, oh, well, I know it's empty.
Yeah, but it's like, hey, get out of the way.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, again, exercises the rules. And so, yeah, it was, it happened. Stupid, it happened. And
like even me at home, so I have a more confined area than you do. My gun gets cleaned, pointed at my safe every time. Because if an accident happens in my house, I'd rather it hit my safe than anywhere else. At least my safe will stop it, and I can deal with the safe. So.
Yep. Erik, match die or full length die? What's the difference? I think people have an idea that there's a difference. There's not a difference. It's the same thing.
They match full length die?
It's the same. Well, they think match has. Yep. See, they think match dies. What do you think they think when they say match die?
Tighter.
No, they're looser.
Oh, I always think people think, oh, they're like tighter tolerances.
What does that mean? So they think they're looser, then they size the brass less.
Oh,
yeah. And in reality, I make them to where they squeeze the crap out of that brass. But anyway, no, there's gonna be I don't know what a match die is, but it ain't gonna be that.
I mean, like, yeah.
All right, that's it.
April Fool's idea, neck only die. Yeah, somebody would buy it.
Yeah, I sell the crap out of them. That would allow me to finally get on the black while shooting F-class. All right,
we got to get going.
Whoa! What? Match requires bushings. No.
I have plenty of match sizing dies that are fixed neck.
Well, I don't know what a match die is.
I don't know.
But match, that's
I load with them when I shoot matches.
That's a bushing die. That's not a match die.
And we're not trying to make fun of you, Malone. I mean, it's just like match is a very generic term.
Yeah.
When you look at reloading dies, Hornady match dies. I mean, I think they charge more for them, and maybe
Forster doesn't they can hone them.
Yeah.
To whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what they're saying now. No. To me, match die is just there's no such thing. A bushing die is just a bushing die.
Yeah. It's either a full length or it's a neck sizing. That's it.
And it can be a bushing or bushingless.
Bushingless, yeah. And I mean, I've used both. I've had good success with both.
Yeah. So no, they will have a bushing. To answer that question, my dice.
Your dice will, yeah.
That's what they're asking.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So now that I understand what they're asking,
yes.
Mine will have a bushing.
Yes.
Okay. Is that it? Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
That's it, John.
Wait, we had more likes than viewers.
What? Yes. We achieved
Success.
That's how we measure success nowadays.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Take care. Bye-bye.